Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to continue talking about programming. So we're going way back to the beginning here because we're kind of using from our first programming video, our original just pure kettlebell training program here where we have swings, clean and press, Turkish get-ups, and squats. We've taken away the snatches for now because most people will destroy themselves when doing snatches. And what we are going to do is we are going to add in a sandbag program. There are several ways you can do this. The point of the Tetris of training is we can take our sandbag program and we can put it underneath our swings, or we can put it over here. The point of this is that each one of these things is their own program running at their own pace. This is determined not by anything else in the program. It's determined by this one. So our heavy swing day is alternating with our light swing day, and you're continuing a swing program and a swing progression. How hard that actually is depending on what type of equipment you have available to you and how much time you have. I tend to leave this at 10 minutes. I tend to try and push a lot of these things into 10 minutes. So swings and Turkish get-ups never kind of get more than 10 minutes at their most basic form. They can. I don't think doing more than 10 minutes of swings is all that necessary. You'll see people doing 30 minutes of swings, and that is because they are limited in weights that they have. So if you only have a 16K and you cannot change weight, then you have to change your total volume of work. If you have multiple weights, like say 3 weights, then this is the format that we tend to use. Swings prepare us to do things like sandbags. Sandbags, we made a video on that like 2 weeks ago. Basic sandbag program for farm boy strength, and it is based anywhere from a 3 to a 10-minute max workout. We are doing all of this so that we can predict how much time each one of these things takes so that we can plan how to fit it into the day. I was asked a question, do you have to do all of this stuff in any specific order? My answer is no. The way that we're doing our programming right now, the Tetris aspect of it, means that we can do our swings in the morning, our clean and press at lunch, and we could do our sandbag in the evening because we will know exactly how long each one of these things will take. I know that my swings are only going to take me 10 minutes. I know my clean and press, based on where I am in the program, I can predict pretty much to the minute how long it's going to take. And I know my sandbag exactly what it's going to take. It's going to take anywhere between 3 and 10 minutes. At its hardest, it takes 10 minutes. At its longest and most psychotic, it only takes 10 minutes. Same thing is true with our Turkish get-up. I don't see the point of doing more than just 10 straight minutes of Turkish get-ups. Squats can take longer. The longest deck squat workout that I do is 20 minutes. And so they're almost always between 10 and 20 minutes, but the most of them are between 10 and 14 minutes, 10 and 16 minutes. So we want to be able to predict all of these things, but these things can all start to move around. I like to do 2 workouts of everything every week because then you don't get over-focused on any one thing and you don't overtrain it. This is kind of a trick to deal with overtraining. If we move from swings to clean and press to sandbags, then we're using different muscles at different angles. Muscle firing is determined by joint angle, so by changing between swings and sandbag, I'm now getting 20 minutes of essentially deadlift training, but I don't need a deadlift, I don't need a rack. I have cheap available things that I can do, and I can do these anywhere. I don't have to do them in a gym, and I don't need bumper plates or anything like that. But I could also, if time didn't permit, I could take and shove this sandbag workout on a different day. And at that point, you're accidentally doing muscle confusion. The point of all of this, doing light, heavy, heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy, light, is that you're progressing and moving forward with technical skills, but no workout is ever the same and they don't take the exact same amount of time. If you have light swings and you're doing sets of 20 this day, then we know that you have 30 seconds of work and 30 seconds of break. If your heavy day has 8 reps, we know that that's going to take you 12 seconds at the max, and you're gonna have 12 seconds of work and 48 seconds of rest. So by just alternating between heavy and light, we are accidentally changing how much time under tension we are doing and how much recovery we are getting, which allows our heart to adapt. Instead of just doing crazy random workouts, we're still moving forward with the math of our program in order to meet goals, but the heart demand changes every day. The time under tension changes every day, but you still get to get good at skills. Sandbag, same thing is true, but we could move it around depending on the time requirements that we have. What we are trying to avoid is having to have a perfect layout of schedule at any time. So when I work on movies, this is the format that we use because they say, I have X amount of time that day. And they could say something weird like 56 minutes. And usually in about 3 seconds, I have to figure out which one of these things are gonna have to move where in order for me to get to a 56-minute workout. I always have to have the option of pulling one of these sections out, and I need to know exactly how long that section is, and that would determine the orders. Because in the movie business, people always come in early and they try and steal your client away from you beforehand because something else is more important than training that day. Meetings, hair and makeup, something like that. So the whole Tetris idea is there so that you understand your blocks of training and then you can shift them around as time demand happens. I would prefer to put sandbags on like a swing day, but you could really put it anywhere you want. I would put it on a swing day so that that day becomes just like basically like a 20 minutes of deadlift day. And then you have 2 different types of deadlifting happening that day. Deadlifting. So this one, the weight doesn't touch the ground in between each rep. You could do that. We haven't talked about that yet. But then the sandbag comes from the shoulder to the ground every time. So you have a live weight swinging activity and you have a dead lifting activity. Dead referring to from the ground, no kinetic or potential energy when it starts. And those have 2 slightly different load-in positions, and we're trying to average up those load-in positions to basically just become better at powering off the ground. We've also been talking a lot about chest press. We are going to throw in our chest press on our Turkish get-up days. If you're doing Turkish get-ups, then after you've done your Turkish get-ups, if you want to work on the chest press series that we've been working on, then you would flip them opposite. Turkish get-up heavy, chest press light. Turkish get-up light, chest press heavy. And once again, we're balancing load. If something is super hard up here, we want the secondary thing to be easy. If the primary thing is generally easy, we can make the secondary thing pretty hard. This is all turning into muscle confusion without the confusion part of the equation. We're not just randomly doing things. All these are still moving forward, but we are creating this Tetris board of things that will move around back and forth, left and right. We haven't even started adding in the heavy, heavy day yet, but we'll get to that. This has been Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica.